A very big welcome to all of us. How are you doing? How are you doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where you are joining me from. Welcome, welcome. This is Wednesday Night Live. Big welcome to all of us. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know where you are joining me from. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know where you are joining me from, even as we prepare to begin. This is Wednesday Night Live. We have an interesting conversation. We have a very practical topic. Let me know if you can get me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where you're joining me from. Feel free to share this. Share this on your pages to invite someone else to be able to join us as we have this conversation. Please share this on your platform. Help me to call someone to class so that we can begin to learn together. Let me know where you're joining me from. We should be starting in the next 2 minutes exactly. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. Let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know if you can hear me. Please share this with someone else. Invite someone else to be part of this conversation. Share with someone else so that we can be learning together. Let me know where you are joining me from. A big welcome to all of us. Karibuni sana. This is Wednesday Night Live. Wednesday is the day we gather here to talk about a specific thing in the world of financial literacy and business development. So if your ears love hearing things to do with money, then you are in the right place. So a big welcome to all of us. Please let me know where you are joining me from. Let me know if you can hear me very well. Once again, take a moment and share this. Share this with someone else. Invite someone else to be part of this conversation. We have 1 minute. We have 1 minute to begin. And today we are talking about skills that pay. Skills that pay. Skills that pay. Let me know if you can hear me very well. Where are you joining me from? And how have you been? How have you been? How have you been? Please share with someone else. Invite someone else to this conversation. Let me know how you are doing. Let me know where you are joining me from, even as we prepare to begin. We are coming live to you on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Instagram. So let me know where you are joining me from. Which part of the universe are you joining me from, even as we prepare to begin? Right, and so we are now here. So once again, a big welcome to all of us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is that you're joining me from. This is Wednesday Night Live, and this is Coach Roy Okonji. And the platform you are on is also called Coach Roy Okonji, and this is where people gather every other time to have conversations on financial literacy and business development. This is where we gather to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the world of money, the world of business, the world of investment, the world of borrowing, the world of everything about money. So, like I've said, if your ears love hearing things like those, then you are in the right place. Feel free to let me know which part of the universe you're joining me from, even as we begin this particular conversation. And just in case you're new here, every Wednesday we pick a topic in the world of financial literacy and business development, and we try to do some justice to it. Okay, and then on Saturday night from 8 p.m. East African time, we gather here to do what we call Saturday Q&A live, where we just ask questions live and we answer them even as we improve our relationship with money. So this is home for learning, and this is where we come to improve ourselves, especially where money is concerned. So a big welcome once again, and feel free to share, to invite someone else. But just before we begin, allow me to big up a few people who have just joined in. Once again, we are coming to you live on YouTube, live on Instagram, and live on Facebook. Sami Kea, I can see you from Nakuru. Thank you so much for coming. Mike, good evening to you. Moses Musonda from Zambia, good to have you. You can hear me loud and clear. Pilot Ntekola, thank you so much from Botswana. Francis Town, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Keep sharing this to invite someone else to join us. Sempija Aksum from Juba, South Sudan, good to have you. John Soko, thank you so much, joining in from Zambia. Thank you so much. Peter Anuna, loud and clear from Gigiri, good to have you. Honorable Brian Odhiambo, thank you so much. You're saying you have joined. Risto Shipanga, good to have you here, joining in from Namibia. Mike, you're asking whether you can have my calling number. Yes, our contacts are actually on this page. If you just go to the home page of this page, you will find our contacts. But I can also share just in case. All right, Chris Wekesa from Lodwa, good to see you, good to have you here. Dan Nalika Majimbo from Bungoma and currently living in Bujumbura, good to have you. Igana Ijiono Ereng, good to see you from Trans Nzoia, good to see you from Trans Nzoia. All right. So a big welcome to all of us. Timothy Chongo, I can see you from Zambia. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Okay. Right. So today we are talking about something that came up in the course of the week. And this is the conversation of skills that pay. Now, last Wednesday, we were talking about side hustles. And the whole conversation of side hustles, are they necessary? What should you do in order to have them? Do you have them? Which ones do you have? What challenges have you faced in the ones that you have? And if you don't have, why don't you have? And things like those. And then on Saturday, during our Q&A, we also focused on side hustles. So we were asking and answering questions to do with side hustles. And we had quite a number of questions. Actually, we have not exhausted. We still have a few that we will be dealing with on Saturday, God willing. But out of the conversation of side hustles, I also gave us, especially on Saturday, the 7 different kinds of incomes that you can begin to think about. So you get to see where you are and you ask yourself, which other one can I begin to have? And then we said there is no limit to the number of incomes you can have, even in the same bracket. Okay. And that begins to point us in the direction of skills. Which skills do you have? Which skills do you have that you can monetize? And then now this week, I also posted an excerpt from one of our dailies where the PS for labor was saying that Kenyans do not have skills for international job markets. And I posted to ask you, what do you think about this? And you people came in large numbers to say what you felt. And some people were saying, which skills are these that are needed that we don't have? Some people are agreeing that indeed we don't have skills that can fit the international market. And actually, for some people, it's not even the international market. Actually, we may actually not have skills that even would fit the local market. Some people are blaming it on the education system and the way it is structured. Some truth in it. Okay, so it's a system that probably churns out people who are, just ready for some employment. And if that employment were not to happen, then they do not have any other thing they can do with what they have learned in school, because that system did not prepare them for self-reliance. Okay, it's not just a Kenyan problem, it's an African problem. It's a problem that we must talk about. And so we are asking, do we have the skills necessary, not just for the job market in the outside world, even in your own country? In the event, for those that are employed, that your current job were to come to an end, God forbid, what else can you do? Are there skills that are practical and others that are not practical? Okay, because many times I receive messages almost on a daily basis of people who say how they went through school, they studied this, they've been at home for X number of years, and they're looking for a job. And you graduate downwards. By the time you're leaving college or wherever it is that you are studying, you're looking for a job, a particular job, probably related to what you are studying. And you have ambitions. You left campus or whichever college telling yourself, I'm going to have a career in this and I'm going to grow. And some people actually dream that they will just leave campus and become managers somewhere. Well, a few are lucky to start as managers wherever it is. But then, in the passing of time, reality begins to dawn. And some people start scaling down their ambitions. You left college telling yourself, I must start with an income of this much. I must start at this level. And then you hit the ground running. Sometimes the ground can frustrate. And you realize, hey, things are not rolling the way you thought they would roll. And before you know it, you have started, graduating downwards, downgrading your expectations and your ambitions. And you start telling yourself, I think at this point, I am willing to take any entry level job that requires a degree if you're a degree holder, or a diploma if you're a diploma holder, or a certificate if you're a certificate holder. Depending on how the ground will look like, it might still be tough. And some people also move another step and they say, hey, I think now I need any job, anything that can bring food on the table. Okay. But for many people, we are not able to create because most of our systems have not cultured us to create. Okay. And many of the things we have studied, many of them want to look like theoretic things. So we have come out of school with, allow us to just call them skills, but many of those skills are not what we would call practical skills. Many of them are not skills that will fit into society immediately. And so today we are here to say, or to ask ourselves, what are some of the skills that actually pay, that are practical skills, that someone can actually learn and do something with? Some of those skills might be skills that you will get from formal education, your colleges, your universities, and things like those. Some of those skills are skills you can learn online, are skills you can learn through attachment, through apprenticeship, are skills you can learn through internship. Some of them are skills that require your hand, some of them are skills that require your thinking. But I want us today to think about practical skills. And I'll be sharing some of them, and I also want you to help me highlight some of the skills that you have that have given you money, that have sustained you, or skills that you know can give someone money. But I want us to be practical today. I don't want us to, pick skills that we are not sure they can give someone money. But here is the thing. Actually, you can get money, you can make money from any skill, but you have to adjust your thinking. You have to inject some creativity. And I think creativity needs to start being taught somewhere in our, formal learning system, so that we are not churning out people who've been mechanized to wait for a job, or those who, even after getting the job, they don't know how to put to practice what they have come out of school with. So that is what we are talking about today. Okay, so once again, a big welcome to those that have just joined in. This is Wednesday Night Live, and this platform is Coach Roy Okonji, and the person speaking to you is yours truly, Coach Roy Okonji. This is where we gather to talk about financial literacy and business development matters so that we can improve our relationship with money. So big welcome to all of us. Feel free to let me know where you're joining me from. Feel free to share this with someone else. If you're loving this conversation, feel free to share with someone else. Feel free to drop us a comment. Feel free to follow me. If this is your first time here, follow me on whichever platform you're joining us from. I'm available on all social media platforms. Just look for Coach Roy Okonji. And we are coming live to you from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So begin to think about these skills. Right? Begin to think about these skills. Even as we want to talk about them. Okay, let me see what you are saying. A big welcome to those that have just joined us. Isaac Mlenga, I can see you from Malawi. Alison Keter from Kericho, good to have you here. Maina Johanna, you are eager to learn. Jennifer Kipse, joining in from Narok, good to have you here. Keep sharing to invite someone else. Eve Sphere, hello to you. Esther Wambua, I can see you from Nakuru. Please keep sharing to invite someone else to this conversation. Benjamin Kiplimo from Kuwait, good to see you. Abanas Mutua Muli, joining in from India, good to see you, good to have you here. Max, you're tuned in. Adundo Dicol or Dichol. Cooking skills, yes, cooking skills are practical skills that we can actually make some money from. Thank you for sharing. Like we have said, feel free to start sharing those skills. I'll also give us a long list of skills that are practical. The list is not conclusive, and that's why we are building this list together. If Sphere, you're saying you agree to some extent that a majority of Africans within Africa are lacking skills. We can blame it on our government, our family background, lack of quality of education, or we can be open-minded and take it upon ourselves to learn on job training. If not job training, then we can also apply the skills to obtain other opportunities, to create opportunities for ourselves. Thank you so much. This is very well said. Jakapunda, you're saying you can't miss this class. Good to see you. Patrick Kirudi, following from Gatundu, Kiambu County. Once again, a big welcome to all of us. So we are talking about skills that pay. Okay, skills that pay. Now, I was looking for what the word skills means. And I've read from different places. And When we are talking about skills, we are just simply talking about the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily to execute a task. The ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily to execute a task. And in our case, and while you execute the task, receive some money in return. But there are two words there that are critical. And those are the words effectively and readily. So we are talking about your ability to use your knowledge. So first of all, you need to know something, to know how to do something, to have some knowledge of something, an understanding of something. So that's the first ability, knowledge. You need to have knowledge. Now then, before it becomes a skill, there has to be the ability to use the knowledge. To use the knowledge. So there are people who have knowledge, but they can't use. So it's not a skill yet. So first you acquire knowledge. You get to know something, know about something, know how to do something. That's the starting point, knowledge acquisition. Then the ability to use the knowledge, to put it into practice. Someone said wisdom is the ability to practice knowledge, to deploy knowledge into situations. So you need the ability to use your knowledge, but it does not stop there. To use this knowledge effectively, you can use this knowledge in a way that does not really make sense. Okay, so you have the knowledge, yes, but when it comes to using it, you can use it in a manner that leaves people baffled, laughing, wondering. Have you worked with someone and you look at them doing their job and you're wondering, is this one also a graduate? Is this one also a diploma holder? Is this one also someone who went to school? Because how they are doing what they are doing, even a primary school dropout, in your judgment, cannot do it that way. So they are not able to use the knowledge effectively to solve problems. It does not stop there. There is another word there, readily, effectively and readily. In other words, if I were to accost you on the highway, on the road, if I were to, pick you, meet with you randomly on the road, and hey, dude, how are you? How is life? How is everything? I have an assignment because I know what you studied, or I know what you told me you know how to do. So I tell you, hey, boss, I have an assignment now. Can we go so that you can do it? If I tell you, can we go, and you start hesitating, oh, I need some time to research, then it is not your skill. If it is your skill, you have its knowledge, you have the ability to use it effectively and also readily. I hope you are communicating. I'm just trying to break down what a skill is. And so that means there are people who have knowledge that they cannot apply. There are people who have knowledge, they try to apply, but they cannot apply it effectively. And they can also not apply it readily. So anytime you give someone some work, or you call someone for some work, and you see them hesitating, they want to buy some time, they want to dodge, they want to just know that they have not developed a skill in that space yet. So now, the agenda of this day is, what skills are practical? Which practical skills can we think about? Skills that can give us money. There are those skills that can help you to survive in life, but we are talking about skills that can give you money. And in my own opinion, I have a position that you can actually make money from any skill that you have. Yes, you can commercialize any skill that you have. You just need to think about it differently. For some people, you may realize probably that your current skill is not giving you as much money as you would like. You can acquire another skill. Like I said, there is no limit to how many sources of incomes you can have, even in the same bracket. And if you missed the conversation on the different kinds of income, please, after this, find your time and go through the Saturday Q&A live, the immediate Q&A live. I've broken down very nicely with examples the 7 different kinds of income, and I'm asking you, how many out of those 7 are you earning money from? And even in the same bracket, there is no limit. For example, if you are earning remuneration income, the income you get in exchange for your skills, for your sweat, for your time, for your expertise, this is the income that people who are employed will be getting, people who get, people who are casuals, people who are on contract will be getting remuneration income. There is no limit, and I told us last Saturday that there is no limit to the number of jobs you can have. Those skills you can give your main hustle or your main employer during the day. At night, you can be, deploying those skills somewhere for an hour or two and get another shilling, another dollar, another coin. Or sometimes you can learn a new skill and be able to deploy it into getting you some money. So I now want to share with us some skills. And even as I do this, feel free to interact. Let me know whether you have some of the skills we are talking about, how they have worked for you, or if you have any other skills, feel free to to put them here so that we can be talking about them. But once again, welcome to those that have just joined in. I'll be bigging you up shortly. Now, the first skill that I want to share, and I'm sharing them in no order. Okay, so I've not arranged them in any order of priority or whatever it is. But I'm just picking them randomly as they flow. The first skill I want to share with us, a skill that can do you some good, a skill that if you don't have and you're interested, you might need to look for, is the selling skill. The selling skill. Now, this is the ability for you to be able to sell, to convince a potential buyer to buy a product. This product can be your product or another person's product. In other words, the deployment of this skill may not necessarily require you to have initial capital. All you need is to be armed with confidence and some basic skills on how to communicate and to convincingly communicate. Can you sell? Can you sell? Many people will tell you it is not easy to sell, but those that have got interest in selling make money from selling. Very many people are earning commissions for helping other people sell whatever it is that they are selling. And sometimes we limit ourselves. If you have proper self-drive and you know how to sell, you can sell anything for anyone. Anyone who is in business is looking for sales. And I usually tell people, don't limit yourself. If you have a drive and knowledge and the skill of selling, approach any business person and tell them you can help them to drive numbers. They will listen to you. Unless they are not interested in growing their numbers, they will listen to you. Okay. So we have had people who will be making commission from typical sales jobs, like the guys will be selling insurance policies, guys will be selling banking products, guys will be selling IT solutions, and so on. That is a skill that will do you a lot of good. It's a skill that if you're planning to go into your own business someday, you might be needing. If there is one skill I'm always thankful for, is the skill of selling. When I was starting off my banking career, I started off as a salesperson. And it would appear that time as a very difficult thing. You are moving up and downtown, you're moving from office to office, facing rejection sometimes. It's not interesting. But that thing instilled something in me that very many people do not have. And that's why in business, when I get a regret after I have been applying for a tender or whatever it is that I've been doing, it cannot crush me. It is not interesting, yes, but it cannot crush me, because during that time, I got used to the fact that when you knock a door, it's not automatic that the sale will happen. So it helped me develop some thick skin. And the things I learned from the world of selling, I still use them to this day, and I will use them as long as I'm alive. I am able to go to a client and pitch for my product. There are some training jobs we apply and we are called to go and defend them. Why do you think this is the best solution? That ability I picked from the selling experience that I had. So it's one very good skill. If you don't have any direction, or the skills you currently have, you don't know how to deploy them, you can learn how to sell, and you can just sell for other people who already have products. Those of you that have experienced this skill, let me know. If you are currently selling to make a living, please share with us here, so that you can help validate what I'm saying, that indeed there are people who have done wonders. We used to be told during sales training, and many times I tell people whenever I have chance to speak to salespeople, that sales is the only job that gives you a blank check, especially where you are paid commission. You're given a blank check and you're told, write here an amount you would want to receive at the end of this month through your work. So don't limit yourself. You can sell for anyone. In my kind of work, I get very many people coming telling me, Coach, we want to help you sell your books. And I sit down with them and we make arrangements, and they sell books, and we get to share the commission as they want, as we have agreed. I did not know them. They have brought an idea. I have listened to it. It's interesting. I wrote those books so that they can reach as many people as possible. So if you are telling me you have you have a place you can go and sell, why not? I did not write those books to stay in my house. And I've partnered with a number of them. In the past, I used to have some training programs, like the entrepreneurship development program that is currently running. And for those that are not aware, there is the invitation for you to express interest for the entrepreneurship development program that will be starting on the 13th of February this month. We are closing expression of interest on 7th of February. So please, if you're interested in learning about business, about entrepreneurship, whether you are currently in business or you are aspiring to be in business, or you want to have a side hustle as a business, you want to have a business as a side hustle, or you just want to gain skills in business, then that would be your program. So you can take advantage of it. It's a program that you requested I bring to the public space. I've been partnering with corporate entities to do that particular program. So if you're new here and you've not heard about it, please take a moment after this. Just scroll. I don't know whether it's scrolling upwards or it will be somewhere. Okay, please follow that link. Express your interest before we close the door for expression of interest. So I was telling you, in the past, I used to have some programs long time ago, and many times I would have strangers just coming saying, hey, I want to help you sell this program. And we just agree on a commission, that any student I bring, you will give me this commission. Once we agree, that's it. And it's clear, you bring this, we know you have brought, why not? So you don't have to create a product. There are people who have created products, they want them to sell. It's a great skill. Number two skill that I want to say is a practical skill, is the skill of communication. The skill of communication. There are very many entities, very many brands that are looking for people who can communicate. People who can be speaking on behalf of others, or people who can send clear messages out here. Okay, so you can do PR for companies, you can manage brands, you can be, the one helping a brand to have a face that is a face that can sell. You can learn this skill from formal school, you can learn this skill online. The same case for the selling skill. You can attend workshops and learn how to become a star salesperson. You can learn about communication from formal school, online, and practice. These days, we are in the information age. Information is all over. There is no excuse why you should not be able to do a certain thing. There are things you can learn yourself and do them. Okay, if you're in the communication space, let us know so that we can also be able to share with someone else. Number 3, public speaking. Public speaking. Public speaking. Towards the end of last year, some of you will remember there's a short video I shared, and I was telling people to learn how to speak in public, and just highlighting how it's important and how at some point in your life you will need to speak before people and what it can do for you. Actually, it was just an excerpt. It was an extract that was taken from a speech I was giving at a graduation ceremony for one of those entrepreneurship development programs that I had partnered with Compassion International. And I was just telling the participants, we had gone through the training and we had done the pitching for business funding. That was the last thing we did. And I was one of the judges in that particular segment. And I observed that there was a struggle in expressing themselves before people. And so during the graduation, when we were awarding the winners, I had chance to say a few words. And that is where I extracted that video from, when I was just encouraging them to learn about public speaking. You don't need to be dreaming of a career in speaking like I do for you to learn about public speaking. But now that we are talking about skills that pay, yes, anyone can learn about public speaking and make money from it. I will tell you for free, public speaking is my cash cow. Of all the businesses I do, of all the things I do, I make the most of my money from public speaking. So you also can do. And in that video I mentioned, I am not one of those people who are naturally born speaking before people. I learned how to speak in public. Recently, while reorganizing my house, I discovered some CDs I used to buy when I started learning about public speaking. YouTube was not as big as it is now. So I remember buying physical CDs on public speaking, and I would play them, watch them, write notes on public speaking. I actually bought some books. I stumbled on some very old books on public speaking and communication, on how to deal with difficult crowds and things like those. You can learn this thing. It's been a journey. Some of you will see me on stage today and you just say, this guy is lucky, it is just flowing seamlessly. This guy is talented, he was born like. I was not. In terms of personality, I'm actually an introvert, just that I have mastered myself. And that's the power of self-awareness. So I know when I need to pull my public appearance cards and how to do it. I've been learning over time. You also can do it. We all have a story to tell, and stories do sell. Stories do sell. There is something you've gone through in your life. You can share it and sell it. There is a skill you have learned. If you don't know where to deploy it, you can teach others through public speaking. You can become a trainer in the same. You can encourage people. There's an experience you've gone through. My own struggle in the world of debt is a story I have shared. It has been shared in the media very many times, both local and international. But that story has given me authenticity. It helps people realize that I don't teach theory. I teach things that are happening to people every day. So it was not an interesting story, yes, but it's a story that I make money out of. You also have a story. You can learn about public speaking and say something to us. I hope we are making sense. Okay, we're just talking about practical skills that pay. Okay, and I've said there are very many. We will not even exhaust today, but no problem. Even if our time runs out today, during Saturday Q&A Live, we will still answer questions in that line so that we can begin to liberate ourselves. We just need to open our minds a bit. Okay. Again, if you want to learn some basics, if you are on TikTok, go to my TikTok profile. I recently prepared some interesting series to give you, I call it Foundations of Public Speaking. It retails at 4.99 USD. It has 6 topics. So just go to TikTok. If you are on TikTok, look for Coach Roy Okonji, go to my profile, go to series, you will get that series there. It will give you some insights on where you can start public speaking from and some of the things that you can do. You will not become perfect in one day, but it's a journey that can start from somewhere. Okay. Very soon I'll be narrating to you how that journey has been for me, giving you a few tips, some of the things I used to do. These days I can be invited, I'm told your time is 1 hour, and it has happened many times, and I'm not blowing any trumpet. I have gone to stage, spoken, and the time I'm saying God bless you, and I check my clock, it is 1.00 or 0.59 minutes. But if I remember where I started, I used to prepare content and I used to recite the content word by word, what I will speak. And I'm timing myself in front of my wife. And that's why I cherish her so much in this journey, because she used to be my #1 audience. She still is. And I would put her there and have a start-stop watch. And I would start speaking. The engagement is tomorrow. I've been given 30 minutes or 15 or 1 hour, and I would speak. That is where this journey started. These days, I prepare content, I look at it like this, and I know when it is 1 hour or when it is 30 minutes. You start from somewhere. Number 4, another skill you can obtain that will be practical is skills that are associated with repair and maintenance. Those are practical skills. They use your hands. Repair and maintenance. Some time back, people who've gone through university would be looking down upon people from technical institutes. Not anymore. Today, the guys who've gone through technical institutes have got a big command of practicality when it comes to putting skills into use. Some of them speak, and graduates in the same field can sit to listen, and they are wondering, where is this guy coming from? Because those people learn skills that are practical. So you can acquire any of those skills. You can learn about repair and maintenance of mobile phones. Everyone has a mobile phone. At some point, it gets spoiled. Okay? There are very many people in that space, but there are very many towns. Sometimes you travel to a town and you ask, is there someone who repairs phones? And there is no one, or there is one whose shop is closed. So that space is not flooded. You can learn about repair and maintenance of laptops. Everyone wants to have a laptop, wants to have some gadget. That's a skill that can bring you money. And these are skills that you can learn in a matter of months. You don't have to be in school for years to learn how to repair a phone. That thing is basic. You can learn how to fix television sets, how to fix microwaves, refrigerators, and all household electric and electronic equipments. And then you will come to class, I teach you how to market yourself, how to make a business out of your skills, and you position yourself and you start making money out of it. People call you. You go, you fix a refrigerator here, another one here. In a day, you have fixed 3, 4. Your diary is fully booked. You get your money. I hope you are saying something. Once again, a big welcome to those that have just joined in. We are talking about skills that pay, and this is Wednesday Night Live. Every Wednesday, we pick a topic, we do justice to it, and every Saturday, we do Saturday Q&A live. We just ask questions and answer them live. This is Coach Roy Okonji, and the platform you are in is also called Coach Roy Okonji. This is where we gather to talk about financial literacy and business development. If you love what you are hearing, drop us a comment so that we can be engaging. Please invite someone else even right now so that they can join us as we talk about this conversation, the conversation of skills that pay. Let me see what you are saying. I can see a number of us have said are saying a few things. Okay. If Sphere, you are saying data analytics is a good skill. Yes, I agree with you. Roberto Serugo, you're saying you're listening. Igana Ereng is saying he loves carpentry. It pays. Yes, carpentry pays. You're joining in late from Kisumu. Nyar Ajuoga, I can see you. Franny Favored is saying there are people who studied one thing but are practicing a totally different thing. These are very many people. Actually, majority of us are not practicing what we studied. Yes, we are not. Interesting. Personally, I'm a student of political science, but I'm making money from other things. Philemon Otieno, you are a trained accountant, but you have been a career salesman since 2010. The only job that employers are willing to give anybody beyond their interests. Yes, I agree with you. Anindo Sylvia, good evening to you. You tuned in and ready to learn. Nafik Sheikh, joining late from the West. Welcome. Dennis Yatiro, you are keenly following. Josephine Musioka, I can see you on YouTube. You are following keenly. We are coming to you live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Instagram. We are talking about skills that pay. Skills that pay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Keep calling your friends. Keep calling your friends so that they can also be part of this. Number 5 skill. Interior design. Interior design. There has never been demand for interior beauty of spaces like now. You can just learn how to design houses, how to, and that space is huge. Is huge. Actually, there are people who just specialize in a particular thing because that space, covers everything from designing how the interior spaces of houses will look like, to paint work, to decor, wallpapers, and all those things. There are people who have just specialized in selling wallpapers. Others have just specialized in fixing wallpapers. And they are moving from house to house, helping people to fix wallpapers. Others are in the space of creating and making wall hangings, beautiful wall hangings, like the one behind me. and they are making money out of it. That space is huge. You can take a moment and plug in where you can. Okay. Number 6, you can also learn mechanical skills, especially the vehicle mechanics. Yes, it's a skill that pays. It's no longer a skill of people who did not go to school, of people who dropped out of school. I know many mechanics who are graduates. They graduated in some other field, they realized things are not happening, they are enthusiastic about vehicles, and they went to study mechanics. Now they handle people's vehicles, and they're making a lot of money out of it. And these are skills you can learn in a short while, as long as you have the interest. Okay? We have got very many people. Africa is importing a lot of vehicles. And that space is big. You can choose to specialize in a particular, you can learn the skill and come up with your own garage and employ others, but it's a skill you can learn. For vehicles and motorbikes, very many Okadas running up and down. And these other ones, the KKs, the tuk-tuks. Okay. Number 7, plumbing skills. Allow me to marry them together with electrical skills, plumbing and electrical skills, fixing people's water in their houses and electricity. These are skills that will give you money. You just brand yourself very well and you know your thing and you make money. We are in the gig space. People are now doing gigs. You wake up knowing tomorrow I'll be fixing electricity in a place, in a house in this place. The other day I'll go to another place, and so on. That is the economy we are in, and you will make your money. You can do it part-time. The skills we are talking about, you can do them part-time. You can do them as your full-time engagements. I hope we are making sense. I hope we are making sense. Feel free to let us know, to let me know if we are making sense. Okay. Number 8, coding. Coding. Allow me to put it together. Coding, web development, app development, software, all of them. Those are skills you can learn, and especially the young people here. Learn those skills. If you're interested in computer stuff, learn those skills. You help people develop their websites. You help people come up with apps. And guys are making good money out of that. By the end of this conversation, it's not a conversation we are finishing today, but by the time we are done, I want to leave you with a mind that is revolutionized, a mind that is open, a mind that is saying, hey, if this one is not happening, I can learn this other one and do something with it. Number 9, branding skills. I just want to share 10 today. And God willing, on Saturday, as we do the Q&A, then we will also, inject in a few others. And if we don't exhaust, don't worry. Even next week, Wednesday Night Live, we will also, until we do enough justice to this conversation. Number 9, branding skills. Branding skills. These are the guys who are printing T-shirts, branding merchandise for people, T-shirts, hoodies, caps, umbrellas, and all those things. It's a skill you can learn. You can attach yourself to someone who is in that business, or you can, go to any school, any technical place where they are teaching branding, and you get to learn it. And start where you are with what you can get. You may not be able to start with huge machines, but you can start where you are. You can be outsourcing work to people who have the huge machines, but you can start looking for work because you know how to design labels and things like those, and how to place them, and you partner with those who have the machines, and you start making your money out of it. Let me know if you are seeing sense in what we are talking about. Number 10 skill, and the last one for today, before I get to see what you are saying, is professional listening. Yes, this one is not a very big skill in Africa, but is a big skill. I have personally made money out of it. I make money out of professional listening. Professional listening is slightly different from counseling. If you have both, well and good. You can also put them together with counseling skills. But professional skills is where people can reach out to you. You create an enabling environment. People can reach out to you when they want someone to speak to. Like I have said in many other videos, the world is crying for people who can listen to them without judging. People who can just listen and listen well. It's a skill that you need to learn. There are a few things involved in it. Okay, so there are people who actually will be willing to pay to pour out their hearts, things they've been bottling for long, things they've never told anyone because they did not find a safe place. They feel they can tell someone who does not know them, someone who will not judge them, someone who will do it professionally. It's a skill you can learn. For some people, it comes inherent in them, and by God's grace, I thank God that I'm a good listener, and this is not me blowing my trumpet. I say this with a lot of humility, and I have made money from listening. Yes, and people just reach out and they want to speak, and they speak an entire session, and they are done, and they sigh with relief, and they pay and they go. You've not injected words in their story. They've given you what they have never told anyone. It's a burden they've been carrying. Okay, and you listen until your hearts can connect. They feel this person is listening. It's a conversation for another day, but it's a skill you can learn and make some money out of. So practical skill I've made money out of. I continue making money out of it. All right, good people. I wish we had a lot of time to talk about this. I'm signaled that our 1 hour is done. We usually do Wednesday night live in 1 hour. We do Saturday Q&A live in 1 hour. But don't worry, like I've promised, we will continue doing justice to this conversation because there are very many practical skills. I've just shared 10. I'm intending to share with us very many. Okay, and you're also sharing because I've told you to feel free to just throw in skills that are working for you, and where I've mentioned a skill and you make money from that skill, feel free to let us know, so that we can validate what we are saying. We can also encourage someone else who wants to try out their hand in a certain skill. So do not limit yourself. If there is a skill you wish to get, please acquire it. And these days we have got very many skills that can be acquired from short courses, short trainings, from attachments, from internships, and things like those. If there is someone who is doing what you aspire to get, request them if they have room to, just help them. Sometimes you offer to help them for free so that you can get to learn that skill much better. Sometimes you want the money, yes, you feel it's a burden doing it for free. Why should I do it for free? But you have not had the experience. Okay, I've just told you how I started, bits of how I started in public speaking. I've not told you how I would offer myself to speak in organizations for free, very many of them, for two things: to master my thing, and number two, so that they can feel what I am offering. And if they love it, next time when they come, we will do business. Because when I left employment to step into this speaking world, nobody knew me out here. I was a little of a celebrity where I was working, but when I ventured out here, I had to start from scratch. You don't expect companies to start calling you randomly and giving you, speaking engagements. They don't know you. You go to an organization, you say who you are, and they're like, you said who? What was that name again? Come up again? Okay, so today we may be having conversations, and I can wake up in the morning and I receive several business conversations in a day, but that is not where it started. So some of these skills will require you to even offer yourself to do some things for free so that you get to learn some things. Some of these skills will require you to invest some money. And many times the money we invest in that thing cannot be equivalent to what we get from it. Even the entrepreneurship development program I'm talking about, the one we are starting on the 13th, is going to be an online course for 12 weeks. We do it every Tuesday evening. What we are charging you versus what you will get, and the power to go and create your own business and fly, cannot be equated. You can't. Think about it. Right. So let me see the last batch of you that have just come and what you are saying. Josephine Musyoka, you are agreeing with what we are saying. Daniel Mwaura, what has happened also is that a few clients have lowered the persons from which they get their services. iPhone shop with warranty like 40,000, whereas a fundi with same skills can charge 20,000. Yes, likewise with many mechanics, especially high-end cars, Germany and European machines. We go to the fundis who charge less, or you are asking that I comment on the same. Well, the choice of going to a person who charges less is a factor of many things. Is a factor of probably your state of the economy as a person, your judgment of the services they are likely to offer you, and also what is at stake. Okay, because also you will not just go to someone because they are cheap, yet the skill level is still wanting. But if they are offering the same, and actually very many of those fundis can actually be offering even better services than the guys who are in high-end places. I remember one day I had a car issue, and I remember going to those high-end branded specialized garages and outlets, and I remember very many mechanics there actually told me that the problem I was having, I needed to buy a new engine. A new engine. I was actually beginning to consider buying a new engine. I was away from Nairobi, and I was actually beginning to contemplate, because very many of those high-end guys were saying this one will need a new engine. And then I went to another place and I found a very how do I describe him? A guy who was where I had gone. I had not gone to see him. I had been referred to another garage, a big one also, that was, servicing government vehicles. So while I was there, I get introduced to a guy who does not look like he can offer the services we are talking about. But I am one person who does not judge people by, their appearances. I like giving people chances. And this guy comes and tells me, so he asks me what the problem is. I narrate to him, and the guy tells me, before you buy another engine, give me chance to do for you something. And the guy narrated to me a scenario, several scenarios of what he had been able to do in the past, similar cases, and he saved people who were just about to buy engines. So I gave him chance. And the guy did something with his hands so easily, so easily, so easily. And he worked on my cooling system, ended up by finished the thing by manually cleaning the radiator of the car with simple wires, so nicely, so neatly, bit by bit, bit by bit. And when he was done, he told me, you go do your road test and see if the problem will be there. Here is my number. If the problem will still be there, then maybe you can consider. And believe you me, that was the end of that problem. So the problem was far away from the engine I'm being told to replace. So yeah, it's a number of those factors. Once again, good people, thank you so much. Our time is up. It was lovely having you. If this is your first time, please follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always a pleasure having you. Invite your friends to follow me on these channels. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, God willing, at 8 p.m. East African time as we progress this conversation and answer questions and ask questions. Always a pleasure meeting each one of us. Remember, you can do better. I wish you all the best. May God protect you, keep you safe until we meet again after tomorrow, God willing, to carry on with this conversation. You can do better. Peace.